Good morning students, welcome back to my channel. So in continuation, this is my 23rd lecture on electrostatic, and in this lecture we are going to discuss a complete new topic, that is capacitance. In my previous lecture we discussed about potential, so now let's begin with the capacitance. Now see this word capacitance, this word can also be understood by the word of capacity. If you are familiar with this word capacity, then it will be very much easier for you to understand capacitance. So capacity is something, the ability to hold something. Similarly, capacitance is also the ability of a conductor to hold the charge. So if I have to write the definition of the capacitance, it will be, look at the definition, the ability of a conductor to hold the electric charge, means how much charge can be withstand with my conductor, that will be defining as the capacitance of my conductor. Now consider this is a spherical conductor and I am giving a charge Q to this conductor. See, on giving a charge Q, we know the potential of conductor will be K Q by R. This will be the potential of the conductor on the surface. Now see, from this expression it is very much clear. If I increase the amount of charge on the surface, if I increase the amount of charge on the surface, it is sure the potential also increases, which means on increasing the charge, your potential of conductor also increases, that is Q proportional to V. Charge is proportional to V. So if we remove this proportionality sign with equality, we use a constant C times of V. Now here comes your main principal formula, that is C is equals to Q by V. Then the C which is used here, it is a constant, and this constant is only called as capacitance. So C is the constant, that is proportionality constant. Capacitance, it is the mean. So just remember this formula, it is very important formula, that is the charge equals to C times of V. Q is the charge, C is the capacitance, and V is your potential. So the factor C, this capacitance, it basically depends on, now first point on which depends is the nature and the size and the shape of the conductor. Size and shape of conductor, how large my conductor is, that will decide my capacitance. Second point on which it depends is the nature of the medium, nature of surrounding medium, means what kind of medium is present around this conductor. Basically with this term I mean to say permittivity. If you remember the word permittivity, that is epsilon naught. And the third point on which it depends, that is presence of any other conductor in its neighborhood. So if any another conductor is present here, then its value will be affected. Shape and the size, its value is going to affected, and by the nature of the surrounding medium. So these are the three factors on which your capacitance basically depends. Now let's see the unit and the dimension of this. Now see, we have seen the formula, that is Q proportional to V. On increasing the charge, potential increases. So it's become Q equals to C times of V. So C equals to Q by V. This is the main principal formula for capacitance, that is charge upon potential. One thing you must mind, the main purpose of this capacitance is to measure the charge, how much charge can hold without going to high potential, or you can say without changing potential, how much charge can a conductor hold. That property is only the capacitance. So basically we can say that C stands for capacitance, that is Q means charge upon V means potential. So the unit of this capacitance C is, charge is coulomb and potential is volt. So coulomb per volt will be the unit of this capacitance, but for the SI purpose we used it farad. So you can say that 1 farad is equals to 1 coulomb per 1 volt. So this is definition of 1 farad. Let's look its dimension. So the dimension of this capacitance, just go through the formula. Charge upon potential. The dimension of charge is 80 and the dimension of potential, the potential dimension is ml square t minus 3 a minus 1. So on simplifying this factor you will get that is m minus 1 l minus 2 t4 and a2. This will be the dimension of capacitance. Now see, this farad which I am talking about, this farad is a very big unit. So generally we take a smaller quantity, means in numerical section you will get something about millifarad. So 1 millifarad is 10 raised to power minus 3 farad. We use capital F for the farad representation. Sometime you may get microfarad, and for microfarad we use 10 to the power minus 6 farad, or you may also get picofarad, and for picofarad we use 10 to the power minus 12 farad. So these are the few conversions you just keep in mind. So the SI unit of the capacitance is farad. Now keep here one more thing in mind. See this formula, C equals to Q by V. So many times question has been asked from this formula based on the graph. How? If I plot a graph between Q versus V, charge versus potential, then the slope of this graph, will represent the value of capacitance. Means if the graph is drawn between Q and V, then the slope of the graph will represent you the value of capacitance. So sometimes they used to ask the question from the graph. Suppose this is Q and this is V, and two slope is mentioned here, slope A and slope B, and it is asked which of the two is having higher capacitance. So you can just say that your slope is representing you the value of capacitance. So the slope of A or B, which is more? From the figure you can say that A is higher slope than B. Slope of A is more than a slope of B. So capacitance of A is more than the capacitance of B. Means simply from this graph you can identify which will be having higher capacitance. So move to the next topic, capacitance of a spherical conductor. Now the previous one, the formula was the principle of capacitor or capacitance, but right now I will discussing about a spherical conductor, how to calculate the capacitance of a spherical conductor. Just keep in mind we are talking about this spherical conductor. So let us first consider a conductor. So this is a spherical conductor, so I have to take a radius. Let capital R is the radius of a conductor. Now distribute some charge on the conductor. Let Q is the charge distributed over this conductor. Now what will be the potential? Just remember in my previous lecture, the potential at any point on this spherical conductor. If you remember the previous lecture, the potential, the formula for the potential, that is V is equals to K times of Q upon radius R. This is the potential of the surface. And just now, since we have just recently we have seen that capacitance is defined as the ability of a conductor to hold a charge at a given potential. This was the formula for capacitance. So C is equals to charge is Q, and what is the potential of the surface? That is K Q by R. So I have to just simplify. It will be R by K. If you remember the formula of K in our Coulomb section, this K was 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. That was the value of K. So on simplifying, your C equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R. So this is a simple formula for the capacitance of width of a spherical conductor. Just remember, this formula is used to calculate the capacitance of conductor only. Now see it carefully. 4 pi, these two are constant. Epsilon naught, it also remain constant for any given medium, which means that the capacitance is directly proportional to the radius of conductor. Means if I increase the size or radius of the conductor, my capacitance value will also increase. So just keep this principle in mind. So see, based on this formula, C equals to 4 pi epsilon naught R. Based on this formula, I have an example. Just go through it. Calculate the radius. We have to calculate the radius of a spherical conductor whose capacitance is 1 farad. Capacitance is given and the radius is been asked. So we know that C equals to 4 pi epsilon naught R. The capacitance value is 1. Let it 4 pi epsilon times of R. So the value of R will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. If you remember this value 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, it is 9 into 10 raised to power 9 meter. So see, in order to develop a capacitance of 1 farad, the value of capacitance is 1 farad, I have to take the conductor of radius 9 into 10 to the power 9 meter. See, this value is extremely large. It is not possible for us to develop this much radius size of sphere, because if you remember, the radius of our earth, the planet earth radius itself is 6 into 10 to the power 6 meter. This is the radius of planet earth. Then how can we build this much large capacitor on the earth? Which means this concept, that is C proportional to R, this concept is not valid to design the capacitor. I am not saying that this concept is wrong. Concept is true, but it is not valid to design the capacitance. Suppose I want 2, 3, 4 farad, then it is not possible for me to design such large capacitor. So we use some another technique to develop such kind of capacitors. So remember, this formula is far enough to solve the numerical, but in order to develop a real life capacitor, this formula is not useful. So just look these 2 points. This capacitance proportional to radius, it is true, but this principle is not used to design the capacitor. Secondly, farad, which we are talking about 1 farad. 1 farad is also a very large unit of capacitance. So these 2 conclusions can be derived from this example. So I have taken this example just to keep in mind these 2 points. First thing, the farad is a very large unit. So you have seen we basically use the concept of millifarad, microfarad, or we use the concept of picofarad. Millifarad is 10 to the power minus 3 farad, microfarad is 10 to the power minus 6 farad, and your picofarad is 10 to the power minus 12 farad. So in numerical we are going to see basically milli, micro or pico. And secondly, C proportional to R. With this concept you cannot design the capacitance of larger value. So in my next lecture I am going to discuss what principle shall we use to design the capacitance. So just go through this topic and let's see in the next lecture how to design a capacitance.